Welcome to Captain Time's presentation of why you need to use a time tracker. Time tracking is probably the most hated time management tool and technique. Whenever I recommend it to my clients, they go, Garland, it's so annoying to track every few minutes what I'm doing and to put down. And it's just, they don't want to do it. It's really frustrating for them. But tracking your time is perhaps one of the most critical time management techniques you can apply. Let's find out why. Let's talk about what the benefits of a time tracker are. With my clients, I use a time tracker as a diagnostic tool, the same way that your doctor might use an EKG to test the health of your heart or take your vital signs. Similarly, I find a time tracker is used the same way. It can help find what the problems are in your day that are crippling your productivity. First off, just using a time tracker increases your focus. You're less likely to stray if you know that if you change to something else, you have to enter that into the time tracking system. So just by the fact that you're using a timer, it helps keep you on track. A good time tracking software program will also track when you're interrupted. And most of us are interrupted many more times than we think we are. And whenever you're interrupted, you lose that critical focus. You can't really do the deep work, the deep focus work, the world-class performance. So tracking your interruptions and finding ways to reduce them really helps. Time tracking also finds out where your time really goes, not where you think it goes. Many of my clients say, oh yeah, Garland, I spend X percentage of my time on this and Y percentage on that. And once we track their time, they're quite appalled to find out they're really not spending anywhere near as much time on the really critical things they thought they were. It also finds those time sinks, those things that are drawing you in that take a lot longer than expected. Something, oh, I think that's going to take me 20 minutes, and then you find it's not done 2 hours later. And it shows where you're actually spending your time instead of what you think you're spending most of your time on. Time tracking could also identify roles you're missing. For example, many people know it's critical that they do performance reviews of their staff, of their team, but they never seem to get around to it because they have no dedicated time set aside for that critical human resource function. It also prevents you from underestimating time. We continually underestimate how long something takes, and a time tracker puts it right in your face. Oh, this is how long it really took instead of how long you think it takes. So a couple suggested time tracker tools that I often recommend to clients: Toggle, yes, and I know it's spelled very unusual, and Rescue Time. So what Toggle does is Toggle is great for tracking exactly what you're doing at any given time. You actually just put in what you're working on, assign it to whatever project it's going to go to, and hit the button, and it starts tracking. And then you just hit stop whenever you're changing to another task. Really easy to use, very simple system, and gives you lovely reports. Rescue Time is a more passive way of tracking your time. Rescue Time basically runs in the background. You don't have to say what you're doing, but it gives you an estimate of how productive you are based upon what programs you're using or what browser windows you have open. For example, if you're spending a lot of time in Facebook or YouTube, it probably will rate you low on your particular productivity. So if you are running a YouTube campaign or a Facebook campaign, you have to tell it that that's actually what's productive time this day. So this is a way for, if you totally can't be bothered to track what you're doing, this is a way to at least give you some indication of how you're doing. This could also be a good tool to install on your staff's computers so that it gives you an idea as to what software they're using during the day and where they're really focusing on. So those are the two I suggest, Toggle or Rescue Time. Toggle is the one I most recommend. It's going to give you exactly what's going on. Rescue Time is more passive, and I would use that if you just can't make a time tracker work for you, because at least it runs in the background, or if you want to start tracking staff. If you need more help, visit captaintime.com, and I'd be happy to chat with you for a free 20-minute consultation on how I can help.